Welcome back, everyone, to Austin Home Guide. Trace and I are giving you the most current picture of Austin, Texas, looking at the major employers driving job growth over the past 3 years, and more importantly, what to expect out all the way to 2030. There's a lot to unpack because the landscape has shifted dramatically since 2023.
Austin added over 28,000 jobs in 2024, the fifth fastest growing large metro in the country, to about 1% in 2025 with roughly 14,000 new jobs. But the long-range outlook is genuinely exciting. The city is projecting 350,000 new jobs by 2040.
Our hometown hero, Dell Technologies, founded right here in 1984 and headquartered in Round Rock. Dell still employs around 13,000 people locally, but the last 3 years have been sort of turbulent. The company went through multiple rounds of layoffs in 2024 and 25 as it pivots hard toward AI infrastructure and server business.
Dell's bet on AI servers is actually paying off, with their AI server backlog exceeding $14 billion headed into 2026. That means steady hiring in AI engineering, cloud, and enterprise roles through 2030. Though total headcount likely won't return to its pandemic-era peak, Dell is becoming a leaner, more specialized employer focused on high-value technical talent.
Apple has been one of Austin's biggest success stories, and Apple now employs around 9,000 to 10,000 people locally, a major jump from the 7,000 figure we saw a few years back.
A massive $500 billion U.S. investment plan in early 2025 that specifically calls out Austin for expansion in AI, silicon design, and hardware engineering. 15,000 employees, expect consistent hiring through 2030. Probably the most reliably growing major employer in the entire region right now.
Tesla is where the story gets a little complicated. Gigafactory, Texas opened in Del Valley in April of 2022, and Tesla moved its global headquarters there later that year. At its peak in 2024, the site employed around 22,000 people, making it briefly one of the largest single employment sites in all of Austin.
But then reality hit hard. Tesla laid off about 2,700 workers in one of the largest layoffs in Austin history. By the end of 2025, the Giga Texas workforce had shrunk by roughly 22% from its peak. The good news is that Tesla is now ramping hiring again for Cybercab production, which is targeted for volume manufacturing in 2026. And Elon Musk has talked about producing up to 2 million units annually. So between Cybercab, Optimus robots, and the semi-truck, Tesla could rebuild to 25,000 plus employees by 2030 if those products succeed.
Samsung has 2 locations and 2 very different stories. Their original Austin semiconductor fab has been in North Austin since '96 with about 10,000 employees. But the real headline is the $17 billion plant in Taylor, 35 miles northeast of Austin, which broke ground in 2022.
That Taylor facility has been delayed twice and is now targeting end of 2026 for all their operations, with trial production of 2 nanometer chips starting this year and volume production slated for 2027. Initial staffing will be about 1,500 permanent employees, ramping to 1,800, plus another 1,500 contract engineers during setup. Samsung has committed to creating at least 10,000 jobs across Austin and Taylor over the next decade, backed by $6.4 billion in CHIPS Act funding. And they could invest another $27 billion building additional fab units through the 2040s.
Oracle from Silicon Valley to Austin in December of 2020, settling in to a waterfront campus on East Riverside Drive. However, I have to mention that Oracle announced in 2024 it was actually moving its headquarters again, this time to Nashville, though they're keeping substantial operations in Austin.
We love Nashville, but stay here. Even with the headquarters move, Oracle still employs several thousand people in Austin, and they're heavily invested in healthcare technology following the Cerner acquisition. Hiring has been steady but selective, focused mainly on cloud engineers and healthcare IT specialists. The expectation through 2030 is moderate growth rather than explosive hiring as we saw in 2021 and 2022.
Nvidia. Nvidia, which is quietly becoming a major Austin player over the past 3 years. Nvidia has expanded its Austin offices significantly since 2023, now employing several thousand people focused on AI chip design and autonomous vehicle software.
And this ties into a bigger trend. Austin is positioning itself to potentially surpass Northern Virginia as America's largest hyperscale data center hub by 2030, driven by power availability, land, and AI expansion. AMD is also scaling up here alongside Nvidia, and both will be major hiring engines through the rest of this decade.
IBM. Everyone knows IBM. It's been in Austin since 1967, which really makes them one of the original tech anchors. They still employ around 5,500 people locally across their research labs and consulting operations, with steady but unspectacular growth expected through to 2030 as they pivot towards hybrid cloud and AI services.
Google also has a growing footprint downtown at Block 185 near Lady Bird Lake, employing over 1,400 people locally in cloud, AI, and advertising. However, Google did have layoffs affecting Austin staff in 2024 and 2025, so growth has been uneven. Meta also has a significant Austin presence and went through its own restructuring, though it's stabilized recently.
Beyond pure tech, the state of Texas remains the single largest employer in the metro area with over 63,000 workers. UT Austin employs nearly 24,000 people, and HEB, our favorite, has about 19,000 local employees. These anchors have provided real stability during the tech industry's ups and downs.
And don't overlook the healthcare surge. Ascension Seton and St. David's Healthcare each employ over 10,000 people, and education and health services were actually Austin's fastest growing sector in 2024 at 5.7% growth.
Here's the big picture heading towards 2030. Austin is projected to be one of only 2 large tech markets posting 6% or greater year-over-year tech job growth. And the Dallas Fed expects continued steady expansion through the rest of the decade. Austin GDP hit $268 billion in 2024, growing at 3.7% real, and that momentum is expected to continue. So the bottom line is that Austin's job market went from red hot frenzy in 21 and 22 to a necessary cool down in 2024 and 25, and is now entering what economists are calling a mature, steady growth phase heading towards 2030.
The companies that will define Austin's next decade aren't just the Teslas and the Apples. They're the AI chip makers, the data center operators, and the life sciences firms just setting up shop now. Thanks for watching, everyone, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the cities shaping America's economic future.